Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in select states. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you heard of Olivia, the travel company for lesbians and LGBTQ plus women? You know what they say, life is short and the world is wide. And when you're a lesbian or LGBTQ plus woman, you want to be able to go on vacation, have some fun, feel safe, and be yourself. Olivia Travel creates full takeovers of their cruise, resort, riverboat, and adventure vacations so you can kiss who you want to kiss without a care in the world in your own safe space. Olivia also provides the entertainment, bringing comedians and musicians from within your community. Traveling by yourself? No problem. Olivia has a robust solos program so you can travel alone, together. Single, coupled up, or in a group, you'll meet amazing LGBTQ plus women who come from all walks of life, yet have so much in common. Join the thousands of Olivians who travel to bucket list destinations all over the world. It's life-changing to be in the majority on your own vacation. Discover Olivia for yourself at olivia.com today.
Lez Hang Out. Lez Hang Out. And let's talk about what Lez is about. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Lez Hang Out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Leigh Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. This season, we are doing our Patreon bonus episodes. Our last one was on Amelia Perez, and our next one will be on Bros. We're also doing a big Patreon campaign right now. Once we hit 100 patrons, you will get to pick a Should Have Been Gay episode. Once we hit 150, we're going to do a live Patreon-only show, and at 200, we're doing a virtual house party. We are only 6 patrons away from getting you to pick that Should Have Been Gay episode. Join at bit.ly/lespatreon. And I just want to clarify, there's a free and a paid tier. You need to join on the paid tier for us to do this campaign. We have a lot of free patrons right now. It would mean the world to us if you would just switch over to the paid tier. You can join for as little as $5 a month, which makes a really, really big difference for us. Also, we are still planning our trip to Paris and Bordeaux, March 25th through 31st on 2026. You can sign up at bit.ly/lesdofrance. All the early bird spots are now taken up, but we still have more spots, so we'd love to see you there. In the greater Les universe, Anna Camp just came out, which, of course, another Pitch Perfect girl has fallen to the gays. We said it in our Should Have Been Gay episode, Release the Kiss. You all are so gay, and we're happy to see another gay come out of this. Also, Sports Illustrated had its first out lesbian on the cover. Emphasis on the out, because we know there have been lesbians on that cover. With that, back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and welcome to our 147th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, I want to be a billionaire so fucking bad. Buy all of the things I never had.
What up, Oprah? It's like, yes, and do we really? I'll take the money, I guess. Oh, God, it's going to be a time.
It's gonna be something. I mean, listen, if nothing else, I needed this movie lately, you know?
Steal
That's
from
all.
the rich, give to Rebel Wilson and Anne
Give
Hathaway.
to ourselves. Yes, we are diving into the 2019 cinematic masterpiece, The Hustle.
Yes.
The Hustle, starring Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson, already sounds pretty gay.
Yes.
Right?
Already high key queer icons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Shall I dive us into our IMDb synopsis,
Let's do
Ellie?
Let's do it.
Okay. For anyone not familiar, the IMDb synopsis is as follows. Two con women, one low rent and the other high class, team up to take down the men who have wronged them.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, wronged them is like
wrong them is a weird
way to
choice.
say that.
Yeah. Team up to fuck with rich men who clearly have no morals. Sure.
Yeah, tell me about your gay synopsis, Ellie.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't really ship Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway. Mine is lesbian con artist and her lesbian lover, police chief, whatever, have their beautiful lesbian life ruined by a chaotic bisexual.
I did go the Josephine Penny route in mine. So I said my gay synopsis is two dykes get bored of catfishing men and turn instead to taking out their humiliation kinks on each other in some hot foreplay on the French Riviera.
Yes. Here for it. I mean, there's also a little bit of like called displacement. We can talk about that. Like both try to fuck the same man, don't really care about this. You know, there's a lot of gay shit between the two of them. I just personally
I mean, that policewoman is for sure gay
gay.
For sure so far up Josephine's vagina, it's outrageous.
Women love vaginas, just usually not with something stuck so far up them. That's what Rebel Wilson said about asses. It works either way.
It sure works. I mean, you don't want to go too far up there. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, now I'm feeling it. But yes, let's dive in. What was your experience, Leigh, with the hustle?
Okay, here's what happened. My experience is Kelsey and I sat down and we were like, I just need to watch something dumb, like a few weeks ago. And we've like started a list on my phone of just like movies to watch, like movies we want to watch, or movies like either neither of us have seen or like one of us hasn't seen or something. And I had a couple options and she's like, no, I just want something completely stupid.
Yep.
And this was the
stupid
ticket. Totally dumb. Extremely silly, dumb movie. But, you know, it's good. Comic reliefs. Like, just...
It does the job.
That you do not have to think too hard to watch this movie. And I started watching it and I was just like, fucking gay.
It started so gay.
Yes. I mean, just from the get-go. And so, yeah, then I was just like, we gotta do it. We gotta do it.
I mean, my experience was I watched it today because we decided earlier today to do this as a should have been gay, you know? Sorry to blow up our spot, but it was like,
that's how it be sometimes, you know?
I was like, okay, do I have time today to finish a film? And so watched the movie as Leigh told me to. And I agree.
On the plus side, it's the perfect movie like this. This is an hour and a half. This is a 90-minute, just easy, breezy movie, you know?
It really hits the mark. I was laughing so hard.
Listen.
I think that's exactly what we need. Is like, give me something where like, I don't need to think, please.
Yes. You know what I miss? We talk all the time about how we want our TV seasons to be longer. You know,
movies to be shorter.
The 20.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss the 25 episode season and I miss the 90-minute movie. I don't need 2 hours and 40 minutes of a film. I just don't. I gotta pee. I don't have that much time in a night. I need a 90-minute, just easy, done.
Perfectly
get in, get out.
digestible.
You know?
I completely
no
agree.
Foreplay. Just get her done.
Stick it in, you know? That's all.
Just get in there.
Get this done. Oh, God. I agree. Yes. Perfectly succinct. Let's discuss which characters should have been gay.
If you ask me, there's not reliably a straight woman in this movie.
No.
So I'm not 100% sure there's a ton of straight men. I mean, I guess the con marks might be straight men, except for Thomas.
But yeah, Albert's for sure gay.
Albert's for sure
but
gay.
Thomas is bi for sure. I feel like he gives bi energy. At the end, he was giving bi energy.
Oh, God, yes. When he shows up, shows back up at the house.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if we want to start somewhere, my personal choice, I would start with Brigitte because she's just
so on the nose. So also, I feel like
gay.
You have to have the context too that when Anne Hathaway so Penny is like chaotic, right? Like She is like, low rent is right. She's like, I steal $500 from men every time I meet them. And like, I've saved it up for a while, right? They meet and Anne Hathaway's like, oh no, this con artist needs to stay the fuck away from me. And the way she tries to convince her to not be in this town is by saying, oh, it's full of lesbians.
Yes.
Which was comedy. But my point to Brigitte is like the first time you see her is because, or not the first time, but we see her with Rebel Wilson when she had arrested her. And Rebel Wilson is hitting on her so hard. And she basically is like, you're not my type. But like, not you're not my type because you're a woman.
Yes.
She's like,
just you're not my type because my type
different
is
kinds
Josephine.
Is Josephine.
Yeah, maybe what I should do, I'm realizing as you were saying all of that, listen, we don't always assume that people have seen every single Should Have Been Gay. We do. This feels like a little lesser, maybe less.
I guess, right? Because I have never
less
seen it.
everywhere.
Yeah, but like we should, yeah, maybe give a little.
I just want to do a super quick plot recap. Okay, so yes, Rebel Wilson plays Penny. She is a con artist, catfishing men, scamming them with, pretty stupid cons, right? Of like, oh no, my friend can't be here because her boobs aren't quite what you expect them to be to date you. She was so embarrassed. Will you pay for her boob surgery? And then takes the men's money and runs. And okay, she's doing small time dumb cons and ends up flying to France to continue these cons. On a train is conning someone and gets the attention of Josephine, played by Anne Hathaway, who is a very highbrow con artist. She's got a cheesy British accent. She's got a name with 5 names in it. She's got money and charm and fancy dresses and whatever, right? And is conning men out of like millions of dollars at like casinos and hotels and restaurants at the French Riviera and whatever. Cons that she executes with, for sure, her gay lover, Brigitte, who is a policewoman in their little town. So yeah, they try to get Penny out of the country. Penny sort of catches on that they're con artists, comes back and is like, teach me your ways. And then you get this hysterical, oh, I'm trying to train you. We're trying to do these joint cons, but ultimately ends in this kind of bitch fest fight over, we're going to con the same man and whoever wins and gets the best, where they get to stay and con the whole French Riviera forever. And then they I'm not kidding, man. This movie is like humiliation kink.
Yes.
Just for the next hour of it, as far as I'm concerned, right? Turns out that he is actually also sort of long conning them, and then they all do cons together in a happy little bi threesome.
This little throuple, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's accurate.
Great. There we go. Yes. Pretty much the gist of the thing.
Brigitte is full, like, power dyke. Suits.
Yes.
Like, clearly would do anything for Josephine. And we also have Penny, who like is constantly saying also to, like, I feel like she's like, oh, you're a lesbian lover, Brigitte. Like, it's like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're for sure together. To me, that's like, but she's like, oh, Brigitte's your partner. And she's like, no, she's my employee.
And Brigitte's in the corner with like a wedding ring open in a box, please. Just being like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's giving like the proposal.
Brigitte's like, I have the key to my house to give you. I don't
they live in that house together.
Does Brigitte live there? Because I don't feel like they're ever completely clear on
they're
that.
Not
I feel like
clear on
she's trying to act like she lives there.
I assume she lives there.
It feels like Brigitte is U-hauling, but it's one-sided. You know what I mean?
Yes, she's like, you're the love of my life. And Josephine's like, who are you?
Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Brigitte, here's what I think. I think Brigitte has just slowly, over the last year or so, just been leaving her stuff there. Right? Like, Brigitte just kind of, every time she comes by, is like, oh, I just brought, like, an extra sweater. I forgot it there. Oh, that's no big deal. I can just stay. And she's slowly amassed, like, all of her stuff.
Yeah, she's giving, like, my lease lapsed. You don't remember?
Yeah. My toothbrush is here. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what she's giving.
Brigitte's just like buying a house plant and putting it in the corner, like, this one's mine.
Yeah. She Yeah, so I see Brigitte as a big simp for Josephine. Josephine uses Brigitte for everything. Is like Brigitte spying on Penny, like she's like, Brigitte, get rid of this other woman. Brigitte's like, I will kill for you. She literally says, they're talking at the table, and she's like, the water in the dam is unusually high this year. Like, if we put her in, no one would notice. And she's like, don't tell me you want me to kill her, but I'll kill her for you. And you don't have to have any involvement. So, like, a new woman comes into this dynamic, and Brigitte's like, she's dead. Why are you trying to train her? Why are you taking her under your wing? Like, I'm here. Why are you talking to this other woman? That's what Brigitte gives to me.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a lot. And it's also, I think it's the only part of this movie that made me a little sad, because I feel like Brigitte is really...
She gets the shit under the stick at the end. It's like Brigitte doesn't even fucking exist, and Brigitte has been there since the beginning. That's my should have been gay of it all, is like, Penny gets a love interest, and like, clearly Josephine's not that interested in Thomas. It's all for the con. It's what...
Yeah.
Also, look, okay, do you want to dive into Josephine? Because Josephine does not fuck men.
No.
She does...
Listen.
She gets engaged to 3 men that she never slept with. If that's not lesbian... To get a man to propose to you without having sex with them is a lesbian thing to do.
Especially to get men to propose to you for the express purpose of taking their money, ruining their lives, leaving them in the dust, and riding off with your French policewoman lover. It's a little gay, is all.
It's so gay. And I also feel like the way that both Penny and Josephine manipulate these men is giving lesbian.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yes. But that's what I'm saying, is like this, when you look at, I feel like we've just shifted to Josephine.
Yeah, which is fine, because Brigitte is like a side character. It's fine. Yeah, Josephine.
I mean, yes, but also not in her mind.
I know.
She's the heroine of her own story, you know?
Yes.
She tries so hard. Yeah, Josephine, we meet Josephine, and Josephine immediately is just stringing men along. And not just stringing men along to get their money, and not just stringing men along to get their jewels, their watches, their whatever. There's a way in which she really enjoys stringing along terrible men and watching them destroy their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I feel like anytime you have a character like that, there's just something about Robin Hood's not the right word for this, because Robin Hood was a little less like
lesbian.
How do we make a gay Robin Hood?
Honestly,
oh my God, Robin Hood, and her name is Robin, and she's a dyke. Ellie, sorry, I'm in a totally different place right now.
I know. The wheels are spinning.
I'm gonna need 4 to 6 hours to lie down and just imagine this for a bit. But that'd be so good. That'd be so good. Okay. So she's not quite Robin Hood. I don't know if that's the right word. She is, I feel like it's somewhere between a Robin Hood and Promising Young Woman, where she, kind of comes back to the college that she went to and all of the men who, destroyed the entire life and led to the death of her friend. And she just, burns them, salts the earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Josephine to me is somewhere in between those two types of characters on the comedic scale, obviously.
Yes. And I also feel like you have to have a level of like disgust for men that is not straight.
Yes, right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I feel like anytime you have a character like that who just high on the misandry factor, low on the any sexual interest in men of
like
any
zero.
Kind, it just reads very gay to me, right?
It's so gay. It's so it's like painfully gay.
Yeah.
It's like, she's very much like, men are so easy to take advantage of. Like, but like, yeah, like it's like I feel like there's like a level of like a female con artist that like has like a certain sexuality to her, and like Anne Hathaway does not have that in this film.
No.
Like, and I think it's like the comedic aspect of it, but also it just feels like when she's seducing them, she's not buying it.
No.
Like, I feel like there is a certain character that you see that's like, oh, like, what was that movie with Sigourney Weaver and Jennifer Love Hewitt, where they were con artists?
Heartbreakers?
Heartbreakers. There's this movie Heartbreakers, and it's like clearly these women like to fuck men. They just want to also fuck them over.
Yeah.
This one is like, no, she's dancing with Thomas, no sexual chemistry. When she tries to like sleep with him, she's like, how, it feels like she's like, cannot compute. How do you sleep with a man? Like she never has done it. It seems like she's a virgin.
Okay, I disagree on the fact that she's a virgin because she 100% has fucked Brigitte. There's no way.
Valid.
There's no way. But I do 100% believe you because this is what really struck me about this movie. There is never a time where Anne Hathaway is giving any sensuality connected to the men around her.
No.
Right? She is living her best gay life in her little gay French Riviera mansion with her female lover and her little gay butler. And the only time that she ever appears emotionally invested in anything in this movie, to me, it is dominating and humiliating Penny.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Because that's the thing. When you watch her dancing with Thomas might as well be a fucking load-bearing pole in the middle of that dance floor.
He does not
right?
exist. It's her
Thomas
and Penny.
could be a hat rack for all she cares. Like, he is ancillary. He is secondary to the point.
Yes.
He is there for no other reason than to give her something to rub her body sensually against for Penny to see, right? She does not care about Thomas.
She could give two fucks.
No, she is not bothered. She just wants Penny to watch and be jealous. Everything in this movie is kind of about Penny, right? Even when, here's the thing. Here's what I think is funny. When she gets so excited, because she spends, first of all this time training Penny, right? Oh, I'm going to take you under my wing, and I need to teach you how to wear a dress, and I need to teach you how to dance, and I need to teach you how to do gymnastics. I don't know.
The pole vaulting?
None of that has ever been nothing
a part
that
of their
have
cons.
seen. Right.
That's actually so funny. The training is zero to do with their cons. That's
Nothing.
actually so. I didn't even think about that until now. Like, she throws a knife. You never see her do any weaponry.
It's 100% her just being like, oh, I suppose, Penny, I'll teach you to do a con, but first let me help you stretch. Put on these tight pants.
That is so funny.
It's comical. It's comical. Okay. And so she does all of this absolutely unnecessary, nonsensical, and extremely physical for no reason training with Penny. And then when Brigitte is like, wow, you're really gonna do cons with her? The one thing that she gets so excited about is she's like, plus we can finally do the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna keep making fun of her accent because, again, it's bad in this movie.
Well, I also saw
like
there was like a comment on the Amazon Prime that was like, Anne Hathaway wanted to make sure she was doing a horrible British accent because she knew that everyone was gonna give her shit if she tried to do it like real.
Yes.
And so she was like, let me just make it as weird as possible.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
She's like, it should be a con. My accent is a con. Yeah.
Her accent feels like a con.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes.
And it's never addressed, and I find it almost
sort of
funnier.
is. No, it sort of is. At one point, Penny says to her, you're from Minnesota. We know your accent's fake. So it is addressed, and that made me laugh. Yeah.
It's great. Okay. So she gets excited about one thing, and it is doing the Lord of the Rings con. And the Lord of the Rings con is basically just that Josephine gets to go find some billionaire man, get him to want to propose in
A few
approximately 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Bring him home to be like, oh, darling, this diamond is to die for, right?
Mhm.
Get the ring. And then be like, oh, but I forgot to mention my only living relative, my sister Hortense, has to come with us. Drag him down
To a cellar.
to a literal fucking dungeon cellar, which, first of all, why
do you have it?
do you have that?
That was not a new build.
Why do you have
this sex dungeon?
a dungeon cellar
With a bed.
bedroom?
Yep.
Because
yep.
it's not just that it's a cave dungeon, it's a highly buried, state-of-the-art bedroom.
Yes. Correct.
There's one thing in there, and
With
it's a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of
creepy fucking
dummies.
mannequins and
Yeah.
a bed.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 things in there. That's it. That's all that's in there. So, A, why do you have that? And B, why does it bring you such perverse joy to lock Penny up in it, bring men around to be disgusted by her, put her in, I swear to God, a fucking chastity belt?
Yes. A
Okay?
rusty gold chastity belt.
Rusty chastity belt, and then slowly horrify these men into leaving you with a super expensive diamond. This is
wild.
This is some shit. This is some kinky shit that they are working out with each other. Because I'm sorry, but anytime you're like, I need to bring you home to a secret bedroom that only I have the key to and put you in a chastity belt and then parade you in front of a man that you know I don't want to fuck.
It is so twisted.
Girl, what? What are we doing here?
It's
That
giving
is
I own
wild.
you. Yes, giving I own you and I own your vagina.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And not only that, she gets so fucking excited about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brigitte is immediately sad.
Yes, exactly. Because do you think she was the one who was going to be humiliated before?
I think Brigitte knows. So here's my theory, okay? Here's my extremely elaborate headcanon that I have come up with in the last 5 seconds about this.
Can't wait.
Okay, great. I believe that Brigitte and Josephine's relationship is different. And I feel like Brigitte has decided that Penny can give Josephine something that she can't because she isn't the recipient
She's not into the humiliation
of all of the humiliation kink stuff, right? And therefore, her immediate response is to be like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the cons with someone else?" Because Brigitte seems to play a pretty respectable role in the cons, right? She comes in as a policewoman.
Yeah. She has the power. You're so right. She's not the one she's never the humiliated. Yeah, so she's
Brigitte is like, I like the
fuck.
cons where I get to put you in handcuffs and drag you out of a room. And Josephine is like, I kind of want to be on the other side of this sometimes, and that is not their dynamic. And so now Josephine is two-timing her with Penny in a chastity belt, and it's a little messy.
Yeah, this is some lesbian mess.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right?
They've clearly talked about it before, yeah, because she was like, we finally can do Lord of the Rings. And yeah,
Yes.
Brigitte's so, damn, I feel for her.
Can't you picture now that they had a conversation about it?
Yeah, where she was like, I really want to do this. And Brigitte was like,
Yes.
oh, there's no way I'm fucking doing that.
Josephine walked her through the con, and Brigitte was like, I don't sign off on this. And then Josephine's just been biding her
It's like
time.
it's really like she told her partner a sexual fantasy. And then she was like, I'm going to do it with this other person.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. And that's why you should never turn down kinks.
Yeah, that's why, Brigitte, you should have gotten in the chastity belt and you wouldn't have to deal with
That's why you should have made your teeth look all weird and done your hair like a rat's nest and thrown yourself around the mannequin. That's all we're saying, Brigitte.
That's it.
This is on you.
Just had weird mannequin sex. Yeah. That makes
Let's
do it.
Sex.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I think that's the moral of this movie. You're welcome all for our excellent film analysis.
I mean, I also do think the dynamic between Josephine and Penny when Thomas comes in the picture, because that's like their next mark.
Yes, okay. Let's take a hot break. Come right back, because I have a lot to say about the whole Thomas catfishing situation.
Have you heard of Olivia, the travel company for lesbians and LGBTQ plus women? You know what they say, life is short and the world is wide. And when you're a lesbian or LGBTQ plus woman, you want to be able to go on vacation, have some fun, feel safe, and be yourself. Olivia Travel creates full takeovers of their cruise, resort, riverboat, and adventure vacations so you can kiss who you want to kiss without a care in the world in your own safe space. Olivia also provides the entertainment, bringing comedians and musicians from within your community. Traveling by yourself? No problem. Olivia has a robust solos program so you can travel alone, together. Single, coupled up, or in a group, you'll meet amazing LGBTQ plus women who come from all walks of life, yet have so much in common. Join the thousands of Olivians who travel to bucket list destinations all over the world. It's life-changing to be in the majority on your own vacation. Discover Olivia for yourself at olivia.com today.
Lez Hang Out.
All right, Leigh, what do you think about Thomas?
Here's the thing. I think that the early round of hot kink play that they do in the Lord of the Rings con really hits a fever pitch when Thomas comes into the picture. Okay? Because the stuff that Josephine is doing when Thomas is suddenly the mark is crazy. I'm sorry, but there's, as much as it is like, I'm gonna keep saying it's sexual, and I want to be clear, I don't mean it's sexual in a sexy way, but it is sexual in a degrading kink way.
Mm-hmm.
Watching her take that French fry and swirl it around a toilet seat and bowl and then feed it to Penny, I was like, ladies, get a room for that shit.
It is.
Don't do this in front of this poor boy.
They don't care. Thomas is in on it too. Like, I feel like that's the thing. He liked it.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I like watching this like weird sexual fantasy play out. Yes. No. And that's what I'm saying too. It's like, even if we go away from this humiliating kink shame kind of thing, even if we go away from the humiliation, let's just put it in the like, we've done this for a million should have been gays. The like stand-in man where like they're fighting over the same boy, but really it's about each other, right? Like the first bet was like, who can get this guy as the mark, right? Who's going to get this guy's money? And that's already clearly their little game. But then the second that Josephine finds out that Penny has feelings for Thomas,
yeah,
she's like, I must fuck him immediately.
Yes.
Immediately. She literally leaves 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's giving, like, you know, in a cartoon when you just hear the little like pew sound, and there's just the smoke outline of the person there. That's kind of how that works. It is a lot, and again, the whole seduction scene with Thomas is it's laughable in the sense that I'm not going to say I don't believe a man could buy that. But it's hard to watch as a woman and to just be like, how do men fall for this?
Well, I feel like they wouldn't. Like, Josephine is clearly lesbianing in this scene. Like, she throws an oyster down her vagina.
Here's the thing, Ellie. I am not going to say every man would fall for this. But I don't think I can bring myself to say no man would fall for this scene.
Yeah, I also think it's Anne Hathaway. So, like, if Anne Hathaway's like, hey, fuck me, like,
listen, if Anne Hathaway threw herself at me that wantonly, even while seeming completely uninterested in me, like, you'd probably give it a shot, right?
You'd have to test it out.
You'd have to. I mean, and that might just be my deep, deep abiding love for Anne Hathaway.
I don't know. I think she's universally beloved.
No,
Maybe not.
she's not. Are you kidding me?
No, you're right. She had a whole thing where everyone hated
Do
her
you
for a
not
while.
remember the intense hate campaign against Anne Hathaway? And I would not tolerate that slander then, and I will not tolerate it now.
No, of course I do
won't
remember.
stand for it.
You're right. I do remember. But I also feel as though I never fell for that either. Maybe it's a gay thing, but maybe I'm wrong. Queers. Do you also love Anne Hathaway? Is it a Princess Diaries remnant? I don't know. But I'm obsessed with Anne Hathaway. Is it a Fontaine thing? I don't know. My point being, I don't know how any, like, it was so painful. It was so painful. There was no, like, ounce of sexual interest in that woman's body.
No. And you know what's funny is, like, Anne Hathaway, if it was someone else, I could see it being a thing where you just say, hey, it's a comedic film. Maybe you just don't know how to be a comedic actress without it being, like, wildly over the top. But I'm like, Anne Hathaway does. We've seen her do comedy that is not this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
She was playing it gay.
This is a deliberate choice, right?
She was
It's a
playing it so
deliberate
gay.
choice to make it seem so, like, here's what I'm going to say. Think Anne Hathaway in Ocean's 8.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right? You could play this movie
con artist.
exactly the same. You could play the exact same level of character that you played in Ocean's 8, and the movie still works. It's still funny, right? Rebel Wilson can be at the Rebel Wilson level that she is at in this movie, and you could be at the Ocean's 8 level in this movie, and that would still meet up and be fine. She doesn't do that.
No,
she
plays it
deliberately
so
chooses to make
gay.
sure that there is zero way that any person watching this movie could ever believe for even a half a second that she has any desire to be with any of these men.
She plays
That's a choice.
it so gay. It's crazy.
That's a choice.
To be fair, Ocean's 8 also gay, but different
Yes, but it's gay in a different way. And if you took her character in Ocean's 8 and made her con these men, she would come across.
She would try.
As if she wanted to sleep with them, even if she didn't. This, there's no way.
No.
There's no way.
It
right?
was-
It's so egregiously over the top. It's crazy.
It's
It's
painful.
crazy. It's
And yeah,
painful. It's painful to watch.
Ugh. I will say that's why I say Penny's giving bisexual energy. I also think it was funny because I'm like, I believe that she's into Thomas. She gives a little more.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Anne Hathaway is giving...
Anne Hathaway's giving, I want to degrade you, you dirty, dirty slut. Eat my toilet french fry.
Exactly.
Eat it in front of me.
Would you eat Anne Hathaway's dirty french fry?
I'm rewriting the Q&Ks right now.
Don't.
What dirty things would you let Anne Hathaway do
to
to
you?
you in a con off kink humiliation experiment?
Many
right?
things.
I mean, because what else does she do? So there's the French fry, toilet French fry. There's doesn't she straight up slap her a couple times or something?
I'm
What does
sure
she
she
do?
does. She tries to like break her blinds. She ties her to the back of her bike.
Yes, she makes her run
She
after
says,
the
if you're gonna hold
bike.
Thomas's arm, you're gonna be on my leash. Those were her exact words.
It's so much.
Mhm.
It's so much.
Oh yeah, the interactions between the two of them are so wild. And then
she makes her watch while she dances with him at the
Mhm.
club. Then she almost gets her beaten up by
She brings a
by what's her
group-
face? Oh my god, I love her.
yes, from Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hand super glued to the wall so that she physically can do nothing while she goes to try to sleep with her love interest. Rebel Wilson goes to the thing and is really upset, obviously, when she thinks that she has slept with, that Anne Hathaway did sleep with him. And then when Thomas finds her, she's like, I'll give you all my money. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, Anne Hathaway did not let this man con her. He tricked her.
Mhm.
Rebel Wilson was like, please take my money. So I'm like, bye, con. Anne Hathaway, full Les.
Full Les.
Dyke.
It's also just, do you get the impression that I feel like she's always showing off for Penny in a certain
Mhm.
way? Like, she's constantly in these like skimpy little outfits, and then every time it's just her and Penny, she's like, oh, let me take off my heels and let me just sprawl in front of you, and let me just get comfortable over here, right? I feel like there's an awful lot of just the physical seduction side of every interaction she has with Penny.
Exactly. Like I'm saying, like, Anne Hathaway's not asexual in this film.
No.
But she is never
she's...
sexual to a man.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. She's sexual towards Penny only.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Brigitte, the argument could be made.
Yes, but no one else.
But no men.
No men.
She's so much in this movie, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a choice.
It's really wild.
It's really a choice. Let's talk a little bit more about Penny, though, because I will grant you that I don't think Penny is as gay as Josephine is in this movie. I also still think Penny, though, it has that same energy of I want to use men's objectification of women against them.
Yes, which is a lesbian thing to say.
Which just feels a little gay, right?
I mean, for sure. Like, she basically says, there's a point where she says, like, there is a moment at which I decide when to con a man.
Yeah.
And she's like, when he, like, I don't know. I do think there's a layer of it, though, that does have to do with her and her weight. Because there's, like, a piece of it where it's, like, men, she catfishes men with, like, a thinner woman, right? And then when they see her and she sees the reaction on their face, she's like, fuck you guys, I'm taking control of the situation, right? And I feel like that's the empowering piece of it. I don't know if that necessarily means she's gay about it.
I'm not going to say it would have to be gay, but I think in this movie, it is kind of gay. Because how do I capture the vibe that makes it feel gay to me? I think that, again, there is a general, you know what it is? Here's what it is. Okay. I'm pretty sure that most of the men that we see Penny interact with, she has equally zero sexual interest or convincing sexual energy around, right? I would even go so far as to say, I don't know that I believe there's a ton of sexual chemistry between her and Thomas, but I think that she registers Thomas as bi and therefore as not deserving of the same treatment as the other guys that she cons in the movie. Right? Like, he acts like a decent guy, at least. And I mean, he's not a decent guy, but he acts like a decent guy in the context of the con that they are running on him. And she's like, you don't deserve my gay anger.
See, I agree with you. And also, I want to up the ante that it's not that he acts like a decent guy. It's that she's like, oh, fuck, I've been conning straight men. I can't con another queer. That, I think, is a much more fun interpretation of, like, who and why she cons.
Yeah.
Like, there's a moment where her gaydar clocks him. And she's like, oh, fuck.
Maybe that's what it is. Because what I was just thinking as you were saying that is, I think when you watch when she starts to change her mind about him, it tends to be less about interactions that she's having with him and more about watching him not react to Josephine.
That's so true. She's like, wait, why is this man not interested in this hot woman?
Yeah, because she's like, I wanna do her. Why doesn't he?
Is he
and
not?
Can I con him if he doesn't want to do Josephine?
Damn, changes everything.
It does change everything, right? Like, she's always wanted to con men who basically are like, I want a hot bod and don't care about anything else.
Yeah, she wants to con, like, disgusting straight men. It's so fucking true.
And maybe this con helps her realize that she might not be any better than those straight men because she also is only interested in Josephine's hot bod and in having it do humiliating, degrading things to her.
It makes so much sense.
It really does.
It really does. I love too then like the sort of like finale of it all where it turns around and Thomas was conning them. Like I would like to say I called that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that man is conning them, obviously. The way he is talking, like he's conning them.
Because he's completely not a believable real man. Yeah.
Yes, like he's lying. It's like everything he's saying, he's lying. Yeah. Also, like the fact that he was like, "Yeah, I'll easily give you $500,000." She's like, "What the fuck are you talking?" Like he's conning him. But I like the idea of them as the throuple because it was funny when he came back in, and I was like, I can see this. Like they do need, because of the humiliation kink.
Yeah.
They need a third. They're dynamic.
Wow, Brigitte erasure over here.
I know, but Brigitte is not into it. Clearly, Brigitte was not into Lord of the Rings. So maybe it's a foursome. Okay, maybe it's a quad. But
yeah,
they need someone to observe the humiliation. I don't think the humiliation happens in a vacuum.
Yes. Oh my God, you nailed that. You hit that nail so on the head.
Exactly.
It's crazy. And you know who's willing to watch that humiliation for them? This fucking bi motherfucker in his pastel pink suit with his earring and his fucking Hawaiian print shirt. He's
here for it.
Who knew that a little like mussy hair and a little bit of makeup could go so far into making him that bitch?
I know.
It's so funny to watch him the whole movie, and then the shift to him in that last scene where he brings the tourists by is
perfect.
Wild. I'm like, he suddenly is every gay hairdresser in every movie made from like 1995 to 2010. You know?
And the second that they saw that little bi twink, that they were like, well, Josephine was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you in my relationship. Mm-hmm. And then at some point, then she was like, you know what? It's fine.
She does though.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, no, he's so bi. It's so like I like their weird little throuple dynamic.
Because then it allows them. Here's what I think. Okay, you and I, as people who are not into a whole lot of kinks.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let's have this discussion. As the world's foremost preeminent experts in kink play.
Kinks, yes.
Yeah, here we go. Here's what I'm going to say. I think it works because he comes back and immediately turns the table on Josephine, right? And makes her be humiliated, deaf or mute or whatever he does. Okay. And here's why I think it works. Because I think he susses out really fast that it's a little unhealthy to have their relationship be completely one-sided in the sense of who is getting humiliated. And he's like, I can be here to do it back to Josephine sometimes and even out this little triangle power play thing going on, right?
I love it, but I do miss Brigitte. You're so right. But you're right. It's giving Baby Girl. Have you seen Baby Girl?
No.
You should watch it, but it's basically like, just watch it.
Okay. I think you and I have really, really, just unteased all the threads of the kink dynamics of this movie.
We really have, as people who are, like you said, really steeped in the culture, and really understand this personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I don't think
you're welcome, everyone.
There's no way we got any of that wrong. Don't come for us. But yes,
or watch the movie and tell us we're wrong. Okay,
yes,
I'm sorry, but we're correct.
We're correct. We are correct. Anything else about this? Alfred, gay, obviously
gay.
Butler.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to say much about it.
No, it's so obvious.
Gay. Yeah.
Which characters are we shipping?
Well, listen, you know what's funny? I did come into this episode 100% on the Penny Josephine train, and so I feel like we should still give them a ship name, but I am leaving it on the throuple train, and I love that for me.
Amazing. Okay, ship name for Penny and Josephine. Josephine. Jenny. Josephine.
Johnny.
Love it. Joni. They've got some cute ones. What about the throuples? We have Josephine, Thomas, and Penny.
Pomafine.
Love it.
Yeah.
I also, of course, I'm going to have to ship Josephine and Brigitte. Brosephine.
There we go.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Perfect. Alfred needs a man, but you know what? Maybe their bi dynamic can work. And Thomas
I ship Alfred and just the unbearable level of sass that he
oh my God,
seems to constantly have.
He is such a bitch. I love it.
Yes. And their ship name is Ass.
Yes. Ass.
You're welcome for that.
Thank you.
This movie should have been gay.
Q and gay. Here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1, Leigh. What is the best con name? A. Lord of the Rings. B. Cacklebladder. C. Drop Swindle. Or D. Secret Sister.
It's a toss-up between Secret Sister or Cacklebladder. But I want you to know I learned so much while looking up these con names. So, first of all, Secret Sister, I would like you to know, is apparently the name of the con where, do you remember a couple of years ago where we went through this like unending string of like Facebook shit, emails, where it was like, you have a list, here's 6 people, you send everyone one book, and then you replace this name with a new name, and then everybody's gonna get 35 books, right? Yeah, that's apparently called the Secret Sister con.
Okay.
Anyways, Cacklebladders, where you use like a fake blood pouch, basically. And apparently they used to do it a lot with chicken blood.
Wait, just in general,
chicken.
if you had a fake blood, any con that uses fake blood, it's called Cacklebladder?
It was the name of like a specific type of con, like in the turn of the century, whatever, where it would be like, oh, you would get away with it because you would convince the mark that you got
Wow.
good. So
Cacklebladder. I like it.
Yeah.
Drop Swindle is what?
Cacklebladder. Drop Swindle is where you drop a fake wallet next to someone, for example, so it has like fake money in it, and then you both go to reach for it at the same time and be like, oh, like, no, I found it, like, I should get the money. And they're like, no, I found it, I should get the money. And then you're like, how about this? Like, you take it, you can just give me half of the money that's in it, like, and then you go return it to somebody for the prize and for, like, the reward money, and then, like, you get that. But, of course, there is no reward money, and you just took money from them.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm going to say it's Cacklebladder, though, because it's just good.
Lord of the Rings I did love.
Okay, question 2, Ellie. Who is the gayest out of A, Josephine, B, Penny, or C, Brigitte?
Okay, I feel like it's gotta be C, Brigitte. I'm sorry. Like, Josephine is gay as fuck, but, like, Brigitte, like, came in swinging with the lesbian stuff.
Yeah,
I also,
really
like,
did.
sorry, randomly, but Rebel Wilson is queer, so I also want to mention that because I forgot to say it during the episode, and I love that. That's all. Because she was doing this.
Yes.
She was like,
So
I'll
true.
try a girl, sure. And I was like, you are married to a woman. I think this is funny.
But
no,
she wasn't
when
when
it
this
came out,
came
she was
out.
not out. So I'm like, this is actually hilarious that she was like, sure,
Yes.
yeah. And then I was like, you're gay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, question number 3. Where would you do a con? A, train, B, bar, C, casino, or D, your house?
Well, the answer sure isn't your house, which is the other thing that I thought was funny about this. I'm like, they did so many cons just out of your straight up home. And I'm like, that feels risky.
Like,
you
you're
know?
never leaving that place, right? Like, if those men come back and are like, give me the ring, they're coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say casino also feels like a bad call because there's so much security. There's so many cameras in a casino. So I don't know. Train, bar,
that's a
either one.
good choice.
Okay, question 4, Ellie. What's the worst tech company name out of A, Ya Burnt, or the next 3 choices, which are legitimate tech company names? B, Lickety Ship, C, IPP, or D,
Oh,
Thoof?
God. Here's the thing. Lickety Ship, that's the answer. B. But IPP is bad.
It's
what,
real
and
bad,
what
right?
do these
That's pretty
companies
bad.
do?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I looked up a list of the worst company names. And those were them.
Yeah, that's horrible. Question number 5. Pick a fake sounding but real illness used in your con. A, hysterical blindness. B, alien hand syndrome. C, walking corpse syndrome. Or D, Alice in Wonderland syndrome.
I mean, they're all great options. I feel like you could build a fun con around alien hand syndrome.
What is that?
Alien hand syndrome is when you have like involuntary limb movements. So it can be categorized as like sort
like a
of
seizure?
Either not having full control of like a part of your body or feeling like that part of your body is not really a part of your body and something else is controlling it.
Yeah, you could do a lot of slaps.
Yeah. Right? I feel like you could write another movie. Like if you ever wanted to do a sequel around this, I think you could do a lot with alien hand syndrome.
So here for it.
Yeah, it's rife for physical comedy bits. You know, actually, what is a really famous movie with a physical comedy bit that is around alien hand syndrome? Have you ever seen Dr.
No.
Strangelove? Okay, Dr. Strangelove. Great movie if you haven't watched it. I mean, great in the sense that, like, I would say it's timely to watch it right now. But anyways, there's a character in Doctor Strangelove who just keeps throwing Sig Heils up, and every time it happens, he like throws one up and then has to like grab his arm with his other hand and like pull it down because he's very clearly like a Nazi doctor or something who's trying very hard to pretend that he's not. So, anyways, just it's a, rife for physical comedy. That's all.
What a wild ride, Leigh. I'm glad. This was a great choice.
All of this morning.
Yes,
You're
thank
welcome.
You for that.
We love hearing from you and building communities. We want to shout out some of our favorite things each episode. I'd like to shout out Summer Ramsey, who reached out on Instagram and said, Mona definitely had a thing for Hannah. You are correct. We all know it. We also got really good feedback on our Rainbow Railroad episode on YouTube. Lots of comments with hearts, so thank you so much for the love on that one. Also like to shout out Mountain Lily 3851, who said we nailed it about our Jesus Christ Superstar episode. And you're right. Jesus and Judas, so gay. As always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons.
As always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Lizette Stye,
AD Benitez,
Sophia Phillips,
and Armani Gucci.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette. Thank you so much for all your support. We cannot continue to make the show without you.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at leshangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe to be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/leshangoutpod to catch those.
Lez Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and other podcasting shenanigans by Leigh Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support the podcast, there are so many ways that you can do that. The first one is free and easy. Leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It helps new people find the show.
If you want to support us on Patreon, you can join us at bit.ly/lespatreon. We have a big Patreon campaign going on right now. We are only 6 patrons away from 100. And once we hit 100 Patreon supporters, you are all going to get to pick what should have been gay we cover. At 150, we are going to film a Patreon-only bonus episode that you will be able to watch live with us. And at 200, we're going to host a virtual party with all of you so you can meet each other, make new gay friends, and you're all doing this while supporting the podcast that you know and love. You can do that at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to get all that good Lez Hang Out merch, we have all of our designs up on our store on our website now. You can get there at bit.ly/lesmerch. It's a great time to start stocking up for Pride, so keep an eye out. We're going to have some new designs coming out soon.
And remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings at $beanprod.
You can check out our website at dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to find us online, you can find me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram and TikTok.
You can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hey folks, we're the hosts of Comic Sans, the podcast about comics for those who are sans knowledge. I'm Yen, a reader, writer, liver, and breather of comic books.
And I'm Nat. I used to know absolutely nothing about comics, but now...
So actually, I've got a quiz for you.
I still have a lot to learn about comics.
Thank you. On Comic Sans, I make Nat read some of my favorite works in the medium, including Saga, Daredevil, and the Flintstones.
And Yen talks about what makes that comic special. Sometimes it's a story, sometimes it's...
Paneling, gutters, page turns, colorings, lettering, semiotics, juxtaposition.
Okay, Professor, save it for the episodes.
You can listen to Comic Sans on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can binge our first 2 seasons. That's over 20 episodes on 20 different comics.
And we just launched Season 3, new episodes every 2 weeks.